Virgo. Finally, we're doing it. Honey, I just did Pisces. It was literally like an hour. But you guys waited. It's like 1:30 in the morning here in New York City. 1:25. I'm using the Archangel Power Tarot. And I'm also using the Morgan Greer Tarot. You have a decision to make about a relationship, about a friendship, Virgo, about a job, or just, you know, if you want to say something to someone about something you've been sitting on or waiting to say, right? You may have been emotionally affected by one of your relationships and you have like an opinion, or you've been thinking about how the relationship is affecting you emotionally and psychologically, and I feel like you want to express something or say something or just kind of like get something out. You might even just be feeling like you want to take some time away from this relationship, or just kind of like create some sort of like physical boundary or some communication boundary, right? You know, you're also just kind of like maybe wanting to go in a different direction, perhaps. You know? It could be like how the relationship, you know, how sensitive you are to the relationship, perhaps. Let's see, what else is going on? Yeah, definitely some boundaries. Setting some boundaries. Yeah, you don't want to have the same thing happen again. You know, there's some restrictions that you could be feeling like financially, or you could just be feeling like the financial pressures of something, right? With this Two of Pentacles being here, it's a card of change, but it's a card of, you know, unexpected changes that happen financially, right? And it could have to do with transportation, or it could have to do with like the home or something like that. Two of Pentacles is like trying to balance out the finances, right? Or it could be thinking about how money is affecting a relationship dynamic, or the financial responsibilities that you have within a household, right? Or just the financial responsibilities that you have now. It's investments, unexpected investments, right? How you invest your time in unexpected, like physical investments, right? Like that type of thing, using your actual brute strength. Okay, I'm gonna cut these cards. All right, and then I'm doing the red dragon spread to overcome an obstacle. So think about whatever that obstacle is for you, and I'm gonna lay the cards out. Number one, that's your desire, the dream. Number two is your companions, the assistance you will receive. Number three is the journey, the unfamiliar places you must go to realize the dream. You know, doing something that you haven't done, maybe changing the concept or changing your outlook in a situation to kind of like help you stay motivated about it, or help you see yourself through to the end, right? Sometimes we just have to like, you know, change the way that we are shaping our attitude about a situation, and then we'd be able to see it for what it truly is meant to like, to show us in the end, right? All right. And then we're also dealing with what you must, the hidden obstacles along the path, right? Wait, let's see, sorry. The fourth position is the new skills required. So it's like what you're going to have to do or have to learn to apply. The fifth position is your hidden obstacles along the path, things that you don't expect, and we've already talked about that. And that could even be something that has already happened in the past, just because the Two of Pentacles came up, the hidden obstacle, something financial, something doing with transportation. It could even be doing with like Jupiter, that's transportation, right? Movement. It could have to do with the home. It could also just have to do with like, you know, job, that type of thing. I don't know. And the sixth position is the dragon. You know, what you must befriend, sacrifice, or defeat. Give into, give way to, align yourself with, or overcome, you know? And the seventh position is the awakening, the final outcome of your efforts. All right? So let's go ahead and lay these cards out that I have cut. I believe I did. I think I did. So I'm going to lay these out. I hope I did. At least you have one set that was cut. Sounds very dragony. It's very late. Okay. You do have some choices or some decisions to make. You're like, what do I want to do? And right now, I feel like this is saying, like, think about you. Think about what you want with this Two of Wands here, because you're making some decisions, but the decisions are based on what you want. It's not the Two of Swords anymore here. You know what I mean? So the Two of Swords is like in the past. And what was that other card that came up, that Two of Pentacles? In the past too. So you're leaving something behind, but you're moving towards something else. And this indicates that you're also leaving something behind, but you are, you know, focusing on yourself right now. You know what I mean? It's like there might be other people involved, but this kind of like it's really about you. And it's kind of like about having a healthy ego, or exercising your healthy ego, or like it's giving you a sense of like dignity. You know what I mean? Like you yourself, you feel like more dignified with whatever this is that is happening, going on, or whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? You could just be discovering a new path for yourself. And I feel like that's what this Two of Wands is indicating right here in this reading. Let's see what's at the bottom of this one. New beginnings. It's a 2 as well, but it's Pluto, which is talking about finally something is happening. Finally, the atonement. It's almost kind of like, yes, like you feel like you are being like set free from something, because like both of these have to do with a sense of freedom. You know what I mean? With the Two of Wands being here, and then the 20, which is the, what is that? The Judgment card. You see what I mean? Yes. Okay, so let's see what your dream, the dream in your heart's desire is. That is, wow, you got it in the same spot as Pisces. So I don't know what's going on with you in Pisces, but you both got transformation, peace, reinvention, you know, in the first place. That's what you want. You want to put something behind you so that you can experience something new, right? You can open yourself up to a newly cultivated, formulated, foundational energy. You know, it's kind of like you just want to feel refreshed. You need a new coat of paint. You need some floors. You want to renovate something. You know, you just need it to be new, right? You need something new. Okay. Also, it's like, you know, the Peace card is 13. It's talking about fear, death, and fighting as well. You know, so now you've been made aware of something, but you were made aware of it because you experienced like a scare or a fear, or, you know, you might have thought that you were going to lose something, or you weren't going to have something, a possession or something like that. Just because you did get the New Beginnings card here, which is Pluto, but it's also a 2, which reduces to the second house. So it is all talking about investments, and we're talking about like, yeah, this has to do with like a past failure. Yeah, leaving some past failure behind. I don't know what it is, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have Mercury in Virgo, or Mercury in your first house, or Stellium in Virgo. Okay, and then we have the Peace card. The transformation. I like to say reinvention, but that's more of the New Beginnings, which is Pluto. But you got both of them. So there's definitely death, something leaving behind. It's the power of the transformation, you know. But not without some patience, not without a little bit of struggle, right? Because this 7 of Pentacles is asking you to weigh things out carefully, you know. Make some very definitive, defined, I said that twice. Make, you know, choices that are going to really pay off in the end, right? Don't rush. Take your time with whatever this is, you know, and let go of the need to control how fast it goes. Because this is a 7, so it's related to the Chariot, and the Chariot wants to move fast, right? And then we've got this card here, which is talking about, you know, wanting it to start. New beginnings now, right? Be this way. And then it's like this Two of Wands is really excited about like something expanding, or it's, you know, it's also synced in the future. You're getting excited about the future, and that's probably why you like feel like you want to push forward, or you want to rush, or you're feeling slowed down, period. Some of you may not want to rush, but you just feel like things are like being like, oh, something is in control of you that's outside force. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. It's all right. We're experiencing a shift in energy, you know? Yes, I'm living your energy. I'm up. I was like, bitch, you gonna stay up tonight, honey, in this shirt, because I like this shirt. I'm sorry. It is about the messages, but honey, come on. I'm a double Libra. I like this shirt. It is late as hell. It's only 1:35. But I was like, you know what? You got to give it to Pisces and Virgo tonight, honey, because you wearing it today, and I might wear it tomorrow. Just for the proofreads, though. What is this music? Please don't clock my plastic bottle. I have a soda stream thing in there, but my soda stream is all messed up, honey. Gotta take it to the store and try to get that shit exchanged, honey. We'll see. My name's in the system. You know what I mean? Honey, years ago. Years ago. I hope it's there. I need to get a new soda stream. And if it's not, I will just get another one. Damn. Second position, companions. The assistance you will receive. You know, you've got to kind of like think for yourself in this moment. And that's why you have the New Beginnings card here, which is Pluto. Very much an isolated thinker, right? Powerful thinker. Visualization. The power of visualization. If you want to move, or you want to change houses, or you want to do something, you better visualize the out of it. And that's what this is. But you have to let go of the things that are keeping you held back from what it is that you're trying to manifest. Right? Because we're trying to make something tangible here. It's the hope of something being, you know, I don't know, attained. Right? That's what that is. But the Four of Michael is here, and that's the Four of Swords, and that's just you know, Jupiter in Libra. This is the expansion of the relationships, the growth of the relationships, you know, the fear of ending some relationships, or just the fallout of ghosting. This could be you hearing from a male communication, right? And just this could be insight. You know, whatever this is happening with this person that you could be hearing from or getting communication from, this is just giving you more spiritual insight that, like, yes, I do need to keep that psychological boundary between you and I. Because Jupiter is talking about expanse, space. And then Libra, Jupiter and Libra, space in the relationship. This relationship needs space. The Four of Swords, fourth house, Cancer, needs nurture. How can we nurture, you know, this experience? Or how can we nurture this relationship? By giving it space. you know? Right? It's like I need some alone time. I need to think for myself. I can come up with my own ideas about stuff. I don't need your influences. You know, stop trying to like ask me about what I'm doing. You can see that I'm like creating the space and I'm not there. Okay? And then this is just reiterating it because she's Libra too. Really, that's what I'm just saying. It really is just that. Right? And also, it's like just being, you know, I guess just like the responsibility of the Queen of Swords is to be truthful, you know, fair, honest, right? And uphold the truth. And the truth does hurt. And sometimes my opinion of the reason why, or, you know, the reason I give you of why I need the space may not be the reason, or may not be what you want to hear. So just let me have the space. That's just for some of you guys. Because the Queen of Swords is like, honey, if you really want me to tell you, I can tell you. But I was trying to be over here. I was really just trying to be over here minding my business. Okay, what does that say? Insights that come from quiet meditation, the need for more sleep or time off, seek relief from stress. If some of you need to seek relief from stress from a Libra or an air sign, right? Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, okay? Like, sometimes you just need that space, man. Like, for real. Okay? And that's what this New Beginnings card is, too. It's like, I need to just let some stuff go. Let some stuff go, really. And it's hard for me to just let it go because it's like, there's some things I want to say. Because the twos do talk about communication. Bam, it's almost like that Gemini symbol, right? We got it right here. But it's also related to Taurus, the second house, which is talking about the throat, you know? Yeah. And it also is like both of these twos are related to the High Priestess too. So it's talking about the wisdom that comes from allowing yourself to go through a process of discovery, you know, and a change of perspective, you know, that you can value, right? And when we choose to let something go that we've been holding on to or that we've been obsessing about or someone that we've been possessing over, when we allow ourselves to let go or release or receive a new perspective, we value that new perspective. But sometimes it's a surprise. It just has to happen unexpectedly. And that's what the twos also talk about, is unexpected things. Right? Clairvoyance here with the new with the Judgment card with the New Beginnings. Clairvoyance there, right? And then we have this Two of Wands here. You've seen it before. You already know, right? But it's time for you to leave something behind and focus on you and do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to do what you got to do. Virgo. Right? Hello. And that's what this is. That's why you get it right from the jump. 13, peace, the death card. Your desire. Oh, I just need this change to happen. You know, because it's 13. It's Scorpio energy. Right? Shout out to y'all Scorpios out there, Sun, Moon, and Rising, if y'all have that placement. Right? honey. Tori Amos over here. Melissa Etheridge. Paula Cole. That's not what it is, but I'm going back, you know. The journey, unfamiliar places that you must go to realize a dream. Like, you must. It's like Saturn does not want you to not, right? And Saturn is related to the Queen of Swords just because the Queen of Swords is related to the Three of Swords. All the threes are related to the Empress, the world. Saturn is a three. They're all related to a three. So this is like, you with the assistance that you receive is like kind of like if you're forced to come from out of this place of like being in hibernation in your space, and you're forced by just being poked, right? Here we go. Being poked by this person who wants to communicate with you and insists, perhaps, right? Because this is a persistent type of energy. Because she's related to the Three of Swords, and Saturn is persistent. Saturn in Libra. So some relationships persist. And that's what you're like, damn, bitch, like, can I just get this relationship? Like, I put this behind me? Can you come get your stuff? You know? Can I go get my stuff? I said, take me somewhere to go get my stuff. It's true though. We gotta close out cut these cords, honey. That's what this is talking about. You see these cords, look. All these relationships, honey, that you think I cut these cords. Look, come here. Cut them. And you cut it out too. We ain't trying to be on Temptation Island, okay? So let's go and see what position number 3 talking about, Virgo. You know I love y'all. The journey, unfamiliar places you must go to realize a dream. I feel like I already told y'all that, but I've been going back. Let's see. Yes. That's at the top. Bam. That's like the dorsal. That's like the arch. That's like the peak of the spine. That's like on the top of the undulation of the dragon. Ooh, I'm living for you. Your ruling planet is exalted in Aquarius, right? And the star card is here, number 17. But then we have the Wheel of Fortune as the pairing to the star card. And we all know that the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. And I know that Jupiter is the esoteric ruler. And I always go like this because it's like astrology on a deeper level. What's the hidden meaning behind that, right? Jupiter is the esoteric ruler of Aquarius. So here we go. Aquarius doesn't necessarily want to be held back by old tradition. So it keeps itself open to the possibility of something new, which is like, foreseeing. There's a lot of foresight there. Right? Oh, I want to travel. I want to go out. I want to meet new people. I want to be influenced by different cultures. You know what I mean? That's why Jupiter, abundance. Come and try this. You know what I mean? And the globe, right? Traveling the world, right? Shout out to the world card being the earth, and also the earth ruling Sagittarius in esoteric astrology. And here we have Sagittarius as the Wheel of Fortune. Anyway, so this is talking about expanding your consciousness. Just because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter and it's trying to grow things, it's trying to get things bigger, and it's also like being aware of when the opportunity time is important. The opportunity that time offers, and also understanding that time is going to continue to persist. So don't make time a problem for you. Don't create a problem with time, because time is money. We don't want you to be stressed out over things that you can't control in life. But what you can control is how you relate to yourself and the people around you. That, your world, your inner world, right? That's what the Wheel of Fortune also talks about, your inner world. If you can keep your inner world fine, all the other stuff that's going on around you won't be able to phase you, right? Especially with the Star card being here, because the Star card is Aquarius, and that's stone cold. Unfazed. That's Libra right there, that part. Or Gemini, it could be, that's fun. But yeah, the Star card is also like potential growth. You have to pull away from those relationships so you can see the potential in your growth. Because your relationships, sometimes your friends, family members even, people that you work with, they're going to dismiss, they're going to discount, they're going to downgrade stuff, things, your abilities, your wishful outlook, because they don't have the same inspiration. What's possible for you may not be possible for them in their mind. Well, that's fine with me because I'm not taking you with me. Okay? If you don't think it's possible, then you can't. You certainly can't go there with me. I'm sorry, you guys. Maybe I'm not. I don't wanna hear. I don't want to know. Okay, so the Star card, yeah, it's like you've got to recharge. The Star card, you have to recharge your mind, your brain. You have to re-empower your thought process. You have to reattune your perspective, right? It's like you just got to do that. Keep your head on straight with the Star card being here. And don't be afraid to, create the necessary boundaries or the necessary space that you need. Don't feel guilty about doing it either. Realize, understand, acknowledge, admit to yourself when you are, being triggered. Okay? Period. And when you realize that, you're like, okay, so yeah, I need some time. I need to like pull away. I need to be in my own space. And it's not even like, we're not even really making this dramatic, honey. It's not about being dramatic with the Star card, because the Star card isn't dramatic. Like I said, it's cool. So like, all right, I'm cool. I could do my thing over here and be totally fine. Especially with the Star card and the Wheel of Fortune. A dream come true, believing yourself, the end of a difficult situation with the Star card, It's like what you are can take you places. Your individuality can get you somewhere. You can learn from your creative inspiration. So when you restrict that channel to be inspired, right? When you're gathering perspective, you're cutting off your opportunity to see life's potential and your potential for that matter. Which sometimes Aquarius can get into a habit of like cutting themselves off from like life surprises or things that kind of like make you feel like, giddy and happy and fun, which is like, that's kind of like more of a Libra, Gemini type thing. You know what I mean? Aquarius is very much like seminar, webinar, that type of thing. So maybe some of you are thinking about like posting content like that, because Aquarius rules the internet. You know what I mean? Or maybe you guys are thinking about looking at a webinar or something like that, or like purchasing something. Maybe you need to get a download a meditation app or something like that, right? Calm. I have the Calm app somewhere, but I just use YouTube because I pay for that. And, you know. So let's see what this fourth position is here. New skills required for success. All right, I like that. King of Michael, again, Aquarius. And you know what the King of Michael is, like your skills are going to be the information that you pull from the time that you spend reading, listening to audiobooks, watching webinars, you know, coming up with rational and ambitious ways, right? To just expand upon your knowledge of whatever it is that you're interested in, because it talks about what you specialize in and what your gift or your talent to be informed about is. Like, what are you most talently what am I saying? What are you the most talentedly informed about? The hell am I saying? You know, where is the wealth of information that you have, right? What is your pool of knowledge? And what are your strengths? You know? What do you speak about with the most enthusiasm and courage? Okay? And what do you think about the most? Really, with the King of Michael being here, being the King of Swords, what do you think about the most? Right? I think about this the most. And when I'm not doing this, I'm like thinking about doing it. And I'm not doing it. And I'm like, you should be doing it now because you think about it. I'll be reading cards in my head. Not readings, but like I would just be thinking about like what the card, like what else it could mean. And it'll be like I don't know. It's just like, I'll think of a scenario and I'll be like, it's this card. I'm like in the bathroom, like putting lotion on. I'm like, 5 of Pentacles. So crazy. Let me stop. But, you know, objectivity. And objectivity comes from time that you get to spend alone with yourself, where it's not people that are, you know, tearing down certain ideas or belief systems, or just kind of like only talking about what their interests are or that type of thing, right? It says stay in your integrity. And be honest and open with your communication. Right, exactly. Stay in your integrity with the 5 of Wands being here. Just don't get involved with like people who aren't going to be supportive of you. Because sometimes this 5 of Wands is talking about people, like I said, people who aren't supportive of your endeavors, and also people who are acting kind of like jealous or competitive with you. And you'll know when this is happening. Like, it could be, I don't know, it would be like people who like correct you when it was not really necessary, you know? Or people who make it a point to bring it to other people's attention when you are like not on your game or something like that. You know what I mean? If you know people like that who like to use the power of the word with the King of Michael, because it's related to the 4 of Michael, which is here as well, because it's related, it's got her right here. You know what I mean? So yeah, there is something like that. You know, somebody that you just kind of like, it could be somebody in your life that you're close to, that you're just kind of like, okay, I might need a little bit of space right now. Or like, I need to not choose to be around you as much as I am choosing to be around you. Okay. And that's what this is saying too, right? It's like, no, honey, like you're not involved with this. You're here on my own, right? Pull away from it. No need to get involved in childish games, right? And definitely not games with people who are like already in games, playing games with each other. If y'all playing games with each other, I know y'all gonna try to get me to play games with y'all ass or something like that. I'm not doing it. Right? Still getting used to this. Now my eyes have adjusted to it, and I'm like, ooh, that was kind of bright. This is a good one. I like this one. I wish there was like some kind of like numerical like gauge or something that would measure like what brightness you were at. Number 5, the enchantment or the hidden obstacles along the path. Let's see what those are. All right, work. It's 2 o'clock. Enchantment at 2. That sounds like a party. It sounds like one at the end of the night. Okay, we got the 3 of Michaels here. 3 of Michaels. I need to go there. The 3 of Michael here, which is the hidden obstacle. The hidden obstacle along the path is the 3 of Michael. And what did I say? I said the 3 of Michael is related to what? The Queen of Swords. The 3 of Michael is the 3 of Swords. All of the 3s are related to that queen of that suit by way of the Empress. You know what I mean? She gives them, you know, that. So we got the Queen of Swords from another deck, but it's still the Queen of Swords here. And on top of the 4 of Michael, which is the person that you need to detach from. It doesn't have to be an air sign. It's just somebody that probably talks too much, or it's somebody that has a smart mouth, or it's somebody that, you know, like, just from what they've been saying, you're like, I feel like you might really think this. You know what I mean? Just based off, like, the stuff that I kind of, like, hear you say. You know what I mean? And then you're like, okay, let me pull away from that. And the 3 of Michael is talking about, you know, the responsibility that you have to keep that environment safe and free of, you know, liars and people who aren't saying things that are necessarily true, or, you know, you don't even have to, like, you don't have to perform for anyone, or you don't have to, like, try to create anyone's opinion of you. You know what I mean? You don't have to influence anybody's opinion of you, like, whatever. The 3 of Michael, it also is talking about third-party relationship for some of you guys. So it could be like a relationship or something like that, you know? And the piece, the death card being here at the beginning of the reading could be talking about the death of the relationship, which is the 7 of Pentacles here, which is Saturn and Taurus. Saturn is a planet, which is the last planet that you see, and it restricts, and it's restricting the marriage or restricting something. There could have been an engagement called off for some people. That could have even been in the past, right? You might have been engaged with somebody, you left it in the past, and you always were like, oh my God, we didn't get married or whatever. I don't know. But the 7 of Pentacles is saying, like, hold your horses. You know what I mean? Like, it prevented you from doing something, maybe. I feel like some of you probably could have, like, dodged a bullet, right? Or you got out of a situation before it got worse, right? Because Saturn is related to the sickle, right? Which is kind of like the scythe. And that kind of is like, you know, oh, you're missing. But the hidden obstacle is like a relationship, third-party relationship, or somebody that's cheating, you know, or somebody that's still in a relationship that might be communicating with you, that's reaching out to you, you know, that type of thing. You know, or somebody that, you know, might even be still married, but like separated or getting a divorce, and they might have kids, you know, that type of thing. That's the hidden obstacle. Or it could just be like that you haven't grown out of the relationship, and the connection, the codependency of that relationship, or the need for the like, you're not going to get the validation that you need from the relationship with the 3 of Swords, ever. From this water sign, King of Cups. or the person that you are, that you are with, right? Or that you're like seeing, dating, talking to, interested in, whatever, y'all just kick it sometimes. Like they have somebody and like, no, not with them. Not with the water sign. Not with the water sign. Right? And this water sign broke your heart, Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Even if you follow sidereal, go ahead, child. Or, we all about it. We all about the sauce over here. We about everything. Release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds with this person who tried to control things, right? Or they knew how the emotional effects they had on you, yet they still. Or this person could have been just, that could have been the thing that was getting in the way, was the water sign third party person. That's the obstacle, The codependent, like I said, the emotional attachment, because this is related to the Four of Cups, so it's the emotional attachment that you have to something, letting it go. You've got to use those emotions for your creative purposes, right? Hello, it's like turning lemons into lemonade. Turn a bad situation into a positive situation, that type of thing. That's how we learn. That's how we process, processing trauma, processing psychological post-trauma, that type of thing, post-traumatic stress. Right? Not getting the attention that you deserve in a relationship from a water sign, right? Or a water sign not being responsible enough to acknowledge what it takes to be in a relationship with someone, which is crazy for a water sign. But this will be a water sign that had like some issues, like they had like some attachments to things, like sex or drugs or like people, even types of people, ways that just made them feel like, sometimes people feel like they don't want you to stop them from being reckless because they feel like they are being in power and doing what they want to do. But you're like, but what you want to do is reckless. So, like, what are you doing? Right? This could be somebody that got somebody pregnant. I mean, because the threes, all of them, are related to the third ray, and Cancer in like astrology and especially in esoteric astrology is related to the third ray, okay, of consciousness. And also the threes are creativity, and they're related to the Empress. So this could have been somebody that got pregnant in the past, or this could have, what I mean, like that type of thing with the King of Cups. And the hidden obstacle is over here as the Queen of Cups, but then it's over here with the four swords, and the fours are related to the fourth house of Cancer, which is the mother, you know what I mean? So the threes and the fours are all related to Cancer in some kind of way, shape, or form, just because the Empress is a 3 and the fourth house is Cancer. Yeah, or this could have just been somebody that was like, married or some shit like that, something, right? Or they were just lying about something. Because it's kind of like how someone is restricting the truth. Because Libra's talking about the truth, restricting the truth about what's going on in an environment. Or restricting the truth about how a relationship has evolved and changed and come into like a form, right? It's also like how a relationship has gotten bigger than it was meant to get, right? Or a situation got bigger than it was supposed to get, right? Out of control. Out of control. Okay, so let's see. What is the 6th position? This is the dragon, and what you must befriend, sacrifice, or defeat. That's very much the Hanged Man, right? Befriend, sacrifice, or defeat. In some kind of way, kind of. the dragon. Let's see what that is. Child, I didn't do these readings. Four of Raphael, which is Four of Cups, which is Moon in Cancer, which is what I was talking about when I said like that energy of feeding, that energy of providing, that energy of nurturing, you know, the Four of Cups. Bam. And it's from a different deck, but you know, it's the same thing. Like, the Emperor rules the fours, right? And the Emperor also rules the kings. So the king that is suited with this four is going to be deeply connected with that four. So, you know, it's like somebody that knows the emotional effect they have on you. And they may not use it for any sinister purposes, but they can use it to like, it's too much when you like have created a boundary for people and they try to open that back up or they reconnect, and it's like, don't try to come back in and open up those emotional wounds. Don't try to, you know, search for those emotional impressions. You know, like that type of thing. Like, stop trying to get a sense of like the temperature of the water over here to see if you can jump in, you can dive in, you can get in. No, you can't. Right? Emotional boundaries. What's good for you? Right? When it comes to psychological boundaries and emotional boundaries, what's good for you has to be good for them. They have no choice. The Four of Raphael is asking you to not get stuck in the, you know, in identifying with the emotions that you are feeling in the moment. Let them come in and let them go out. They're temporary. They're not even real. You can't bring the feelings out here, right there. Not unless you sculpt, paint, draw, write a song, sing, dance, do some of that. That's why art, creativity is healing. And this is talking about being proactive in your healing by creating positive experiences that are going to reinforce how you are, you know, motivated. You know, the Four of Cups says we've got to get you moving again. You know, use this water to generate some power. Definitely. With it being a four, related to the Emperor, and also being related to the Death card. Yeah, we're trying to create emotional stability, but we don't want you to be fixed on the emotion. You know? And you have to be aware of how your emotions are creating a boundary for you from the outside world. And be aware of how your emotions are instilling fear in you because you're not being proactive. Anything. You can do anything. Clean your house. Cancer rules the fourth house. Clean your house. The moon is the esoteric ruler of Virgo. Clean your house. That'll make you feel better instantly. TikTok. Right? You know, pick out some clothes. Take a shower. Do a little extra spa treatment. Do a mask and a scrub. Okay? Right? Put on an album that you know you love. Light that incense. Whatever you do. And get it going. Find a reason. You know, I mean, if it's something that's super duper traumatic, you know, like something like that you can't really like shake like that. You know, God forbid somebody like, you know, somebody loses somebody or something like that. Like it's hard to kind of like, I'm gonna pay, you know, maybe. But definitely be aware of your emotions and how they're restricting you. You know, and keeping you stuck there. Yes, the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is asking you to be aware as well. You know, what have you been ignoring? You've been ignoring your own emotions, right? You want to admit something to yourself. The reasons why you were identifying with someone for the emotional validation or the emotional support, you know, that they gave you before it wasn't that anymore. Oh, yeah. Four of Cups and the Hierophant is talking about not like, don't stop identifying with what you're not. Because sometimes I'll do that. I'll be like, well, I'm not this and I'm not that. I'm like, but look at all the things that I know I am. And they do too, whoever they are. I don't know where they are. But everybody knows you are all of those things that you know you are. You don't have to be any of the things that you know that you're not, right? You don't have to be not those things for any reason that is preventing you from getting what you deserve in life. It's like, you don't have to be like, well, I'm not this, so I deserve not to have that. Or I'm not this, so I would never, like, date this type of person. Or this type of person would never want to be with me. Or I'm like this, so they would never give me that job. Or you know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, stop doing that. You know? Your conditions, your happiness. I know. Your happiness is going to be based on your conditions a little bit. But if you are in a healthy, safe space, your comfort level isn't being compromised, let's not let our condition or our emotional conditioning stop us from being able to get, you know, wholesome pleasures out of life, let alone like extraordinary ones. The Hierophant is trying to get your attention. Once you've gotten tired and you've spent enough time in this space, you're going to want to do some assertion, right? You probably need to do some assertion rituals to try to like, or meditations, whatever you want to call them, to try to like assert yourself in whatever way. This is red, so there's definitely some like root and sacral chakra energy going on, as well as some solar plexus perhaps, but definitely root and sacral, you know. And you're also being taught some lessons through this emotional struggle that you're going through, or this complacency that you're going through. It's like, ask for guidance when you're feeling the most down, you know. And it's saying you are not your emotions. Stop identifying with them. It's like the way that someone may make you feel, you don't have to say that you are any of the things that you have designated yourself to be, right? Don't design yourself after someone else's mistreatment of you. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Right? That's not who you are. That's not who you were meant to be. When you were brought to the face of this earth, when your parents had you, they weren't like, oh, you're gonna be like this with this person. We can't wait for you to get this age so you can meet this person that's gonna really mess up your life and make you focus on them all the time. That's why you're brought here. No, that's not, honey. That's not. It's to live your life, expand, grow, discover, right? There's so much out there to do and experience, so many people, so many reasons, right? And sometimes our belief systems get in the way. And sometimes we like fight against things that we know that we don't really want to, you know, just kind of like, I don't know, it could be anything. Like, you could be dating somebody outside of your race, or it could be like, you know, I don't know. It could be being bi, it could be being trans, it could be being, you know, overweight, you know, like those types of things that like shape our reality that we have no control over. It's like we just have to think outside of the box and try to reimagine ourselves outside of the labels that people place on us. You see what I mean? Because they've already giving you something to imagine about yourself. So why can't you give yourself something to reimagine about yourself that isn't based on someone else's misinterpretation of who they thought you were or what they thought you were capable of? You know? So stop it. Because we're here. We're trying to do this. Let's see what your last cards are. I can't believe. I'm doing okay. It's 221. It's about to be 222. Let's see what your last cards are. 3 of Ario, which is great. 3 of Pentacles here. Hard work paying off. Learning more skill, right? Work. Nice. 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Wands. Great. So these are all related to growth. They're related to, you know, you designing something. Like I said, don't let anyone else design your narrative or your lifestyle or design like you as a person. Don't let them restrict you. You know, to design something is to restrict it. You only do this, or you were only meant to do that. No, no, no. I was not only meant to do this. It's like the emperor, the empress. She is literally pregnant and having a baby, but that's like the ultimate form of creation. You can draw a paint, you can paint a painting, you can draw a picture, you can make some food, you know, all of this stuff. All of that is creativity and very much art. But like the highest form of creation is creating another human being. You know what I mean? So it's because that's like literally God right there. I mean, he's in everything. You can see it in the plants. I mean, the colors, like, they exist, right? Anything that's out here. Right, me, look, my hat, everything. So it's like, but the closest that I feel like anyone can ever really get to like really feeling that energy is like having a child. I mean, like one of the ways, because there's a multiplicity, right? The 3s are talking about multiplicity and how things can change and take many forms. Like you can change and take many forms. Your career can change and take many forms. Your education can change and take many forms. Like your appearance can change and take many forms. You know, your family can change and take many forms because you can have more kids. You can add dogs and cats and birds and whatever. Right? So this 3 of Pentacles is saying that like you're bringing something into real form here, but it comes after like exploration and thinking about it and, you know, some points of discovery, like that type of thing. This is a landmark moment for you, right? This is also like you are defining something for yourself through action, through critical thinking, and also like yeah, that's what you're doing. And I feel like you're very optimistic. It's saying do what you love. It's a time of great personal growth in your career, like I said, and artistic endeavors, working with others in a cooperative manner. And then the 3 of Wands is here as well, which, you know, that's the card that's saying like the reward or the result that you get, really the reward that you get, what comes out of it, the product of what you are trying to give birth to, that product is going to be as strong as the work and the time, the energy, effort that you put into it, you know? Unless you just kind of like hit the mark, like right there. Because somebody could actually literally just like have a paint canvas and take like a bucket of paint and just give it one good splash and be like, that's it. And people will be like, oh my God, I love it. I can go crazy over it, right? Oh, opportunity. Hey, it just happened. Chance, look, right? Or you could be like, no, it's going to be this, that, and the other. We're going to do this with it. And on this day and all of this, the lighting has to be this, and everyone's going to see it once the cars drive by, you know, and it's like, okay, wow, you put a lot of thought into that. Okay, and we saw all that. That was really cool. Like, we actually really saw what you meant. Like, we got your concept, right? And it's like understanding why it is that you do what you do. It's like people are going to be understanding why it is that you do what you do, and they're going to start to value what it is that you do what you do, and you're going to see that people are actually like, oh my God, this is like, wow, this is like real, this is valuable too, because all of the threes are talking about something of value, something that is tangible, something that is coming into form, something that everybody can see, that went through a process and it's now being presented or shown. Because we're talking about optics, we're talking about look, we're talking about beauty, we're talking about information, right? Like that type of thing. It's the sharing of information and the sharing of experience, and that's the final outcome, like something actually paying off for you with these threes being here. You know, something coming into form. If there's been something that you've been waiting for a while to do, like if it's like, I'm going to buy that computer, or I'm going to get this dog or this cat, or I'm going to redo like my bathroom or something, whatever it is, you know, it could also be a repair here with this Three of Pentacles. It could literally be a repair that's actually happening. And you're like, finally, right? That super's coming in and fixing that shit or whatever. You know, or this could be like the job, the work that you do really paying off. You benefiting. Maybe you're getting a raise or something. It's a growth. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave you there with that. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment on the video. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram. It's Providence Tarot there. The candle just went out. And my personal account is NYC Kendrick. Right? It's been real, Virgo. Yes, you are growing. There's some enterprise going on. You got some plans, right? Bold plans. You're doing it. I feel like you are about to set off into some new territory here. Do something that you haven't done before. It could have to do with communication, or it could have to do with what you are making that you are sharing with people. Or you're trying to see how far you can go with something. All right. Love you, Virgo. Talk to you soon. Bye.